Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to a whole new Savored Ice experience. We're about to get a little raw and raunchy as we bring you a brand new hour of hilarious Dungeons & Dragons every single week with our new Patreon exclusive game available as both a weekly podcast and video. This is Savored Ice After Dark.
Cool. Hey guys, this is the Save or Dice After Dark show where sometimes we play D&D. Find out if we're going to play D&D today. Jacob, take it away.
Thanks, buddy. Last we left off, we were about to learn some deep, dark secrets about Baron. That's where we left off. If you didn't watch last episode, go watch last episode.
But I think it was Baron was going to say about one of us.
Something like that. Yeah, Baron was about to drop a bombshell. So we cut back in to the tiny little wooden hut of this man's. It's less of a hut, more of like a house. Cauldron in the middle. Everybody's holding hands. Everybody's in a zone of truth. And Baron is about to say something.
I may have my family. It's nothing personal. Oh, do I have to do this? Come on.
Come on, man. Come on. Just it's like ripping the patch off.
You mean an old bandage after it's kind of gone dry and crusty, like that sort of thing?
Yeah, that.
Oh. It was a long time ago, and we've changed, and I certainly don't. I mean, I don't want to do it anymore.
How bad could it be? I mean, what did your family do? Like kill people or something? I mean, that would be pretty terrible.
Were
they thieves?
No. Technically, it's not thieving. It's Ace, you're pretty forgiving, right?
Yes.
You know how it seems strange that we all found ourselves on that tea trader's boat?
Yes.
How unusual it was that he was willing to pay so much to get us all over there.
Yes.
And nothing happened.
Right.
I may have seen you before you got on the ship.
Oh, what was I doing? Licking?
What you were doing at the time is not particularly important, and yes, I think that probably was what you were doing.
Yeah.
Let's just say that my intentions towards you were not exactly nice, but they are now. I've seen that you are a great warrior, and there'd be absolutely no reason for me to continue doing what I was going to do.
But what were you going to do?
Yeah, some elaboration would be nice.
All right. Well, let's just say that tabaxi fur is worth quite a bit where I come from.
You were going to skin him.
Oh my God, that's so much worse than I thought.
But I need my skin on me.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have once we were finished with you.
Oh.
Who is we?
Oh.
The tea trader guy? Do you know the tea trader guy?
No, I merely paid him to be on his ship so that I could get close to the tabaxi. Like I said, it wasn't anything personal, and I certainly don't intend on doing it now, and I've changed my whole mind about the whole thing, and I really am a dropout from the University of Arcanum Studies. I didn't graduate. I couldn't really. I was a bit busy doing the family business of supplying exotic furs to noble families of the crown.
Oh.
Wow.
I agree. Who is the we? Just in case there's someone else trying to skin Ace, because we like Ace.
I like my skin on me.
The we part is my family quite.
It wasn't Faye, was it?
No, definitely not Faye. I didn't know where she come from.
She was an angel.
Well,
she was very nice, yes.
she was different. There's no doubt about that. My family's rather royal, so we sort of have access to the courts, and that's why this is sort of kept quiet, and the fur is sort of used as a trophy.
Now, I have one question for you. It is okay that you needed to try to skin me, and I'm glad that you didn't, and I forgive you. But I have one very important question before the zone of truth and the zone of safety ends. Would you say that your family is giant monsters?
Oh my god.
Really, my mum's only 5'2", and
I mean, that's
wait,
giant
I
to
see
me.
where you're going with this. You can't use this against my family. If they realize that I told you, well, it's the only thing that keeps our family in our place. There's more to the story, obviously, from the family perspective, and we didn't have much choice to begin with, and we only started to enjoy it after the first few. I mean, it's not like it's... You understand this. I mean... Usually it's ones that no one will notice are gone, like the street kids and the things like that, you know, the little ones.
Ace looks over to you, like right in the face, and goes, "I understand," and winks.
Oh, boy.
You see that wink, and then it like cuts back to Baron, and his face is just like, and there's that low drone of like.
Are you saying you like used to do this to the kittens?
Well, we didn't call them that at the time, and tabaxi are not that common, really. So you take what you can get.
Well, tabaxis are like cat folk, so they're young, have to be like kitten folk. And kittens are so adorable.
Yes.
What kind of monster would do that to a kitten?
A giant monster.
Well,
a family of giant monsters.
They're not that. I mean, oh boy, we didn't have a choice. There's certain individuals within the royal court that have a fancy for wearing that particular type of fur.
Well,
When you are asked to provide, you provide for your lord. You don't question it. Well,
this is still a safe circle. My family and I have definitely killed hunters and gutted them and left them up as warnings to other hunters who take trophies and don't actually need to hunt.
But like, if you eat whatever you kill, right? That's fine?
Yeah.
Great.
we never ate them. I mean, we're
From their
not
mothers or things like that. 'cause that's
evil.
weird.
We wouldn't eat tabaxi. I mean, that's terrible.
Yeah, but
Baron.
unnecessarily killing the animals.
Oh.
Well, listen, I think I can speak for everybody. If Ace says he forgives you, then, that's your burden to carry.
Hey, yo, Ace, can you like make the face?
What face?
You know, the cute cat face.
Oh, yes, hold on.
I like grab the back of his head and underneath and like, how could you do that to this? Look at it. Look.
I didn't do it. I was at college when it started. He was going to be my first one, actually, and I don't really like cats, so it's not that difficult. I'm a dog person myself. Sorry, no offense. I mean, I like you now. Can't this circle end?
This spell ended a while ago.
What?
What?
Well, I guess we now know that that Funklebutt is telling us the truth.
It only lasts a few minutes.
Funkle Dunkle, right?
Like the drink, Funkle Dunkle.
My name is Funkle Drunkle.
Funkle Drunkle.
Yes, Funkle Drunkle. That was a beautiful moment for all of you. It was good to learn about one another. Now I hope that you can go on this adventure together, stronger and more with a bond.
You honestly believe that?
Maybe, I don't know.
That's it. I'm calling it. We're back to being the Fury Five.
You're not the Fairy Five?
The Fury Five.
Warden, that means you're part of the team officially now. Or it means that the squirrel is part of it.
If you want to be, I mean, I
feel
think we'd like to have you.
We're leaving someone out.
Well, the Fury 6 just doesn't have a ring to it.
Unless you were talking
5.5.
squirrel the whole time.
5.5 Fury.
No offense, you're a whole person. I'll take the half.
So okay, it was her.
He says it's cool.
Just want to make sure.
Okay, so Funkle Drunkle.
Right. Yes.
Sorry about the misunderstanding, but you got to, people have tried to kill us a lot. Really, a lot since we
I understand. I have nothing to hide. It doesn't bother me.
We have stories back in Mexicus about, weird
Mexicus. I've never heard of this place. Where's Mexicus?
Well, it's warm enough that we don't need any furs. But
interesting.
It's just a place, and we have some stories with the trunk.
These aren't furs, by the way. These are dreads.
Gross. We have stories about women and weird creatures eating other kids and stuff in the woods, and you had a big cauldron, and I just I wasn't.
There are hags out in these forests. I try to avoid them. I would assume you should avoid them as well. They do like to change their shape, and they do like to specifically eat children, but they don't mind for any kind of flesh. Most importantly, they like to make deals. They'll want to, grant you a wish some way, but they'll do something nasty to you. I don't recommend it.
Let's stay away from them, and let's go get this giant's lips and anus.
He made us.
There's also the aberration and the
red salad.
The red slod. Not salad. Slod.
What is a slod anyways?
Oh, it's a big frog.
Oh, like the Vanderhops.
He said they're really dangerous.
But they're aberrations, I think.
Really dangerous frogs?
Yes.
There's a whole frog theme going on here.
I was going to say, do you think they might be related to the city attacks?
Well, let's not hop to conclusions here. Let's get this map and make our way.
All right, jump to it, lads. Let's go.
No.
Thank you for your hospitality. You have a nice pad here.
No.
How do we find you on the way back? I mean, it's a big pond.
I don't know why you two are so fucking good at frog puns, but
I mean, we'll come back with your ingredients if we don't croak.
Let it go.
All right.
Let's just jump right to the chase. All right. Where can we find this red salad?
Did you practice? Did you practice those? Like, that's amazing how well you guys were. I'm sorry. What did you ask?
How do we find you?
Oh, right. How do you find me? Just walk the way.
How do we come back to you? I mean,
walk back.
We have a map, and she holds up the map.
Yeah, just walk back.
Oh, I didn't know we had a map.
Okay, so giant anus salad. He
The
said
giant anus is in brown up here on this part of the map.
Excuse me.
Circle.
Could
you stop doing that with your finger?
It's. What flavor of pen is that?
I don't make them in flavors.
We have no use for paper, so.
No. We do.
Like me.
Your people.
I have a question.
Yes.
What the giant is anus that we need? What giant lips? Oh, anyway, what kind of giant is it, please?
Well, there's a bunch of different kinds that live up in that valley. Depends on where you go. If you go deep into the mountains of the valley, you might find ones that throw fire at you. If you go,
I know the different kinds of.
You'll find the real fat ones.
Right.
But they walk in rows. And if you go up even further into the mountains, you'll find the ones that throw rocks. And if you go even further into the mountains, you'll find the ones that throw ice. So,
does giant mean anyone who stands over what? 15 foot? 10 foot?
Something like that, yeah.
But
I think you guys, we should go after the fat ones. They won't be able to get away as fast.
And any kind of giant anus will work?
Any kind of giant, just so long as it's a giant. And it doesn't have to be the anus, just the lips. But if you can't get the lips, the anus works as well.
Okay.
However, I will need the whole anus. I only need one.
Anus is option number 2.
If you bring the anus, I need the
I mean, I know
entire
what I prefer.
anus.
It already is a hole, isn't it? I mean,
Well, right. It's got to be kind of like a bagel.
So what you're saying is, I take the map. You got to go right up this crack to grab the giant's anus.
Yes, correct. Yes.
Is that the easiest kind to catch and kill? And also, if we have to kill it, can we use other parts for meat or anything else that would maybe make me feel a little bit better about the fact that we're murdering something innocent for our own use?
You can
they're very evil and they like to kill a lot of things, so you should feel good about killing them. That will help the ecosystem. I'm sorry, what did you say, kitty cat?
You can make very strong ropes from their hair.
Oh.
Or maybe a rug.
And I've also heard good things about their scrotums.
Is that something that you want to skin?
Oh, yes. Actually, giant scrotums are used in many of my pouches.
Can I have a pouch to put the pouch in? A set pouch for the sack?
Sure, here. And he hands you a scrotum pouch.
She braids it into her bag and then just puts it.
You have obtained a giant scrotum pouch.
That doesn't look right at all. I heard they use
Should obtain.
it for sleeping bags.
I heard that they were pretty good as helmets, but
They get very much longer in the hot weather. They get very small in the cold weather.
Okay, go get the things. Go get the things. Be on your way. Go. All right, come on. Yep, there's the door. You guys know how to walk. Come on.
Which one is the least dangerous?
I don't know. I don't fight them.
we're going after their bloody lips. Come on, let's get out of here.
Oh, okay. Great. Thank you very much. I like your
You're
carrot soup.
welcome.
Please
Hey.
make more. I'll be back.
I did. I gave it to you in bottles. Okay, bye.
No, make more forever.
You guys step outside his house, and you're in this little grove. There's some flowers growing, and there is a little forest outside of it. You're clearly still in the Feywild. The sun is still this perpetual sunset, and you guys are gonna make your way north.
Yeah, I'll take the lead.
You start making your way north, and it's like one of those bits where like you're at the top of a hill and you can see the 3 different points that you need to go to. It's like there's the mountain, there's the valley, and down there's the swamp. We can go that way. You can see it. It's probably about a maybe 4 to 5 hour walk from where you are.
Do you think we need a plan of action? He was talking about these different types of giants. I agree, the fat one might be the easiest one to go for, certainly the easiest to see.
Maybe we shouldn't start with the giants, though. You think they'll track us back if there's like a bunch of them? Maybe we should start with the red salad.
But then they'll track us to the frogs, and maybe they'll think the frogs did it.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. We should definitely start with the giants then.
Well, why don't we take that idea and expound it further? What if we got one of these aberrations in the caves to attack the giants? Or make it look like they were trying to attack the giants? I don't know.
I mean, I don't really know what these aberrations are, but can we capture one? I mean, you got that giant bag. Can we just bag one and throw it out there with the giants? I mean, all we need is a stock.
That's an interesting idea. Do I have any knowledge of the Arcana in terms of
such a bad idea,
aberrations and the like?
Aberrations, just in general? Just
Yeah.
roll Arcana.
Hey guys, I have an idea. Let's go tackle a beholder, throw it in a giant scrotum bag, and then throw it at a bunch of giants so we can get a stock and an asshole.
Amazing. That sounds like a great idea.
Got a 19.
19, yeah, you know a lot about aberrations. Aberrations are alien-like creatures that come from somewhere very far away, only to many scholars known as the Far Realm. From the Far Realm, could be a different planet, could be a different plane, you have no idea. It is unimaginable to many mortal minds, as they are very strange tentacle-like nightmare monsters that occasionally come down to the material plane to literally just do whatever they want because they're tyrannical and evil. And they are very, very intelligent, and like 90% of the time, like xenophobes. Basically, they hate every other race and think that they're the number ones. There are things like beholders, aboliths, mind flayers, sloths, and they're very alien. They're very difficult to understand, and they tend to just generally be evil, but they're very, very clever. They're almost always very clever. There's no dumb aberrations. They've all been like, the aberrations are up to a point of like, they're so in terms of their evolution, they're so far beyond that all of the stupid idiots have been like eradicated out, and only the smart still exist.
Well, they are pretty smart, the aberrations. It might make more sense if we got the giants to attack them. So to convince the giants the aberrations are up to something might be easier. The aberrations usually are maniacally evil bastards.
I mean, are we going to try to convince them, or are we just going to attack them and run?
Well, we'd need to look like an aberration. So perhaps if we fabricated some kind of aberration-looking like thing, and they usually look pretty ghastly, so it shouldn't be too difficult.
What if we just make some kind of a makeshift trap, and then someone lures it into the trap and we kill it?
That'll work too. Are you a good trapsmith?
She just turns her head at you like, trapsmith. She looks at Ace. What does that mean?
I don't know. I know that a blacksmith makes weapons and armor, so maybe a trapsmith makes traps.
A trap, like a smithy, but a trap. I was thinking we could just like sharpen sticks and jab it with it. It tends to work.
But Ace, you're like a hunter and stuff. Don't hunters usually use traps and snares?
Sometimes, yes. I just use this.
Your one finger, one claw.
No, my bow and arrow.
Oh.
I use this.
I put it back here.
Yes.
Not Barand.
I think I've got an idea forming. If you can make a trap, I believe I could make a fairly convincing aberration that could lure the giants into the trap so that the giants think it's the aberrations that have caused the whole thing to happen. But I'm going to need that sack from you, Warden, and I might need to borrow your squirrel. He'll be fine.
He has a name, but I could ask him if you'd like. What do you need him for?
I need him to ride inside of your sack and pull on some twigs whilst we make this trap work. Is he able to do that?
Elder, and she just starts talking to him.
Yes.
I don't know what this weird person is saying about needing your help. I think maybe if you guys just gesture and point, we could figure it out together.
He looks at Baron and attempts to communicate with him, says, "What do you want? What do you want, human?" And it literally, the squirrel is just like fidgeting its head and squeaking around Baron. You have no idea what it's doing.
Is he angry at me?
He's asking what you want. That wasn't very... It sounded like a euphemism.
Wait, what?
Like pulling twigs and doing things. Is that a magic thing? Is that a wand thing?
What does he want? What does he
No,
want? What kind of help does he need? I am here.
I'm going to create... beholders are known aberrations. They're sort of ball-like things, but they've got eyes on stalks.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can, I'll make a rough manufacture of this thing using the sack that you've got.
Oh, and you want him to sit in the back and control the eyeballs.
Aye, that's it. Exactly right. It'll make it look like it's alive. I can float the sack around. I think I've got enough magic to do that.
She explains this in great detail and then says, "Will you be our eyeball controller? Please." A great task.
I can do this. I can do this. But you must give me a reason. Why? For what cost? Why am I doing this?
Think of all of the animals that have been hurt by these giant creatures. Think about your friends back there. What if one of these things were to get through that portal? And also, like, it's going to be pretty bitchin' to go fight a giant thing that's bigger than me.
It will be bitchin'. I will do this.
I just want everyone to know that this is the favorite character I've ever had. I've ever seen Jacob play. This is it. This is better than that guy that has to go behind that cave with the goo. He has a very serious conversation and says, "They'll do it for us."
Baron,
He salutes.
I remember the last trap. Are you going to make sure the squirrel keeps his mouth shut?
we could use tape.
Or peanut butter.
Flex
What?
tape.
Peanut butter.
Are you saying you want him to be quiet while he's back there?
Oh, he needs to be quiet. He
Listen, while
won't
he's in the
sound-
ball sack, we could use a little peanut butter to keep him.
I mean, I don't think that bodily harm or duct taping his mouth shut are necessary. And she looks up. Could you be quiet while you're back there so that the plan goes according to plan? You got to be incognito, like a.
Oh
like
no,
a-
that's not what I was talking about at all. Our last strap definitely involved possibly getting effed in the mouth.
with the bird.
The bird.
Oh, fair. That's right. No, the giant shouldn't want to do that to the beholder.
Well, that's good.
All right.
keep
I
your
just
mouth
remember
shut.
how that
Other
last
losers
plan
do.
went.
Yeah, I doubt they're gonna rub ball sacks. We'll be fine.
His mouth is too small. I don't think they would try.
All right,
It's a
so-
Unless they're real,
what do you-
real
what do you
disappointments based on their size.
What do you need, Baron, to get this thing going? Do you need any help?
Oh,
I can get you some twigs or something.
That's appreciative, but you've got to build a trap for the giant that it's going to walk into.
Oh,
I'll just lure it in there with the beholder to make sure that they realize it's the aberrations that are attacking them. It's into your trap, though. I mean, that's your expertise. It was my thinking anyway, unless you've got a better plan.
I thought we were gonna lead the giant to the other aberration so they'd fight each other, and then we just go and get the pieces from them, the bits, as you will.
That's even better. I didn't think about that.
Thank you for the bits.
Do you think it'll work, Ace?
How far apart are these aberrations, these beholders, from the giants?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's look at the map there quickly. Warden.
The beholder, he told you that you might find an aberration beholder in the caves of a nearby mountain. The mountain is like, if this is a very dumbed down version of the map, we have the valley up north with giants, and then to the west you've got the fucking mountain, and then to the south you've got the swamp, and then his little house is like in the middle.
But we're assuming, what, a couple miles between the...
It's probably like a 5 to 6 hour walk to each one.
Oh, that's not ggoing to work.
According to my calculations, we only have to get them to go this far.
Damn it. God damn it.
We can... This can still work, though. This can still work. It can still work, Devlin. So...
There are giant monsters everywhere, and not all of them fit inside traps, especially if you have tiny hands and you make tiny traps. But we could always set up an ambush. That is when you are the trap.
Aye. So that's what I'm thinking, is that we get the beholder to be visible to the giants. It can have a minion. They usually use operatives, which could be either myself or Ace, although I suspect Ace would be better served being back in the ambush. We'll get the attention of a giant and then sail back to the ambush that you lot have then planned. Then it doesn't really matter, yeah?
Now, using Ace, this isn't some kind of trick to, like, get his skin or something, is it?
No. I knew it was going to cause a problem. No, definitely not. No, I'm done with the family. Well, no.
All right, we're all on the same page. So
yes.
you make your thing, and then Ace, why don't you go find a good ambush spot, and we'll go scope out where some of these giants are. I mean, that's got to be task number 1, right? Is finding some giants.
Why don't we just start sharpening sticks while we walk there?
Yeah, that'll work. So
We'll
let's do that.
go with Ace to help him find the ambush spot.
So you guys start walking. You're not even there yet, by the way. You're just
Yeah, we want to get close to the area before we stop and like find an ambush spot and let.
so
him-
it's a valley. So you'll have to kind of scale over some like pretty large hills and mountains in order to get into it. Maybe take a few hours. Are you guys going to set up this trap in the valley or outside of it?
I heard valet, and I'm like, who do we
At
give
the
the
edge.
Valet.
at the edge of the valley.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're gonna go into it. All right, you guys slowly descend further and further through forest and forest, and eventually you make your way through mountains. It's a bit cold through these mountains as you kind of make your way through these trails. It's weirdly small. Like it's magical in how you guys are traveling. Like on the material plane, it's like rugged and difficult to try to make your way through any kind of terrain. And the Feywild, it's like going through like a storybook. It's like how you imagined a mountain to look like as a child. Like it's like, oh, there's patches of snow here and bunnies are running around. Like it's so easy too. You don't freeze or anything along the lines of that. And as you make your way down further into the valley, you see fields and hills and other forests as well. This perpetual twilight here as well. But as you make your way towards and you descend into the valley, it actually begins to set, and the sun begins to slowly set into nighttime. And here it's almost completely under the cover of night.
That will make our trick work all the better. All right, you go and find giants. I'm going to make this thing. Might I have that sack of yours, Warden?
Of course, I gladly relinquish my sack. And she takes the pouch that the guy gave her. Is that all he wants, or he wants? Do you want my whole bag, or just the bag?
No, just this. This is fine.
You blow it up.
Yeah,
all right.
as big as I can.
You've got a scrotum balloon.
It had to be you.
Out of everybody to do it, it was Guy.
I need a beholder-looking thing. I'm working with one of.
You're beholden something now.
Wow, welcome to Super Dice podcast.
He's a fucking wizard. He's like, I'm gonna blow up the ball sack with my mouth.
Couldn't like hire the unit. Couldn't like put a
Fuck
little.
the gust spell. Who needs that shit?
I'm not that kind of mage.
Oh, wow.
Apparently.
All right, you blow up the scrotum.
Oh, we have a good idea what kind of mage you are,
The
Eric.
scrotum balloon. Pretty big.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I'll use the string and sealing wax that I have to tie it off, so that it's got a
Problem?
sort of a bulbous shape, I suppose.
Yeah, it's about
We've seen him.
like an exercise ball.
Good, that's
they
fine.
even?
That's
Are they equal in size?
Oh God, it's two of them. Yeah, it's got a lump in the middle.
yeah. There's a bit of a. It's a.
If you blow it up, it stretches it out.
It does.
So
It's kind
it's
of.
just a big ball. It's got a line in the middle, maybe, but like.
All right, so we have this.
I don't give a
balloon.
fuck.
I'll start to try and fashion this thing. I don't know what
Okay.
sort of you want, but I've got
You don't have to
sealing.
worry. It's been de-haired, so.
Yeah, that's not a problem. I'll be using sticks and then sort of getting whatever else I can find, whether it's sort of lumps of sealing wax or not, to look like stalks and things, which will tie to the back of this thing where the squirrel can then
Okay.
stand.
All
so that
right.
it can sort of pull on the sticks to make the eyes look like they're sort of wobbling
So-
around.
This is a roll I tend to use in my home games. I'm going to have you roll it now. It's a tinkering check, which is
Tinkering.
literally just not proficiency. It's just intelligence. So make a tinkering check. If you have special tools that allow you to help you with this, you can get proficiency with it.
Well,
Can I help with an herbalism kit?
Like the tools you're going to use.
How would you use an herbalism kit to help with this?
Because some of the reagents might be able to be more like able to stick things together, like a better
You're
consistency.
going to use an herbalism kit to use for glue?
Well, she's gonna go pick herbs to do.
Okay, sure.
all right.
Do you have any,
Color right.
Baron, do you have anything that you could possibly use, like tools or...
I have 10 candles. I have fishing tackle, so the fishing line could be used to tie the eyes in place so they look more ice.
All right. Using most of the tools that you have in your backpack, along with Warden's herb glue, roll it with advantage. Intelligence check with advantage.
Well, that looks like a pretty good beholder ball thing.
It's a 19. Very good. Yeah, you make it look like a scrotum beholder, but it definitely resembles that of a beholder, sort of. The mouth is not very believable because you can't really cut a hole in it, but from a distance you can't tell. You glue it on pretty well, and you're able to make it float if you were to possibly cast some kind of spell?
Yes, I will use. I'm going to be using magic to make it actually float itself. It just needs to
Sure.
sort of look right, and the squirrel needs to be able to hold on the back and make it look like the eyes are moving.
Okay, the squirrel jumps onto the back and is just like, all right, I can maybe operate this thing. And he just puts down a pattern in order to move these eye stalks around to try to make it look somewhat there, but he's not that intelligent, so he can't really figure it out. He's just moving in a random direction to try to make this thing come to life.
All right, that looks like it could possibly work. Well, let's hope that they've found their ambush site, eh?
While he's doing this, Davlin would suggest that Ace and Warden go head off to scout giants, and that he and Tony stay back to find an ambush spot.
So Ace stays behind?
Ace and Warden would go, because I feel like they're the most, like, easily the more stealthy characters. I mean, she lives in the forest.
Okay.
And Ace is
Sure.
Ace.
So Ace and Warden, are you guys going to go find the spot then?
Well, no, Tony
No,
and I
we're gonna go
find the
hunt.
spot.
We're gonna go find giants.
Okay, you're finding the giants. You guys are finding an ambush spot. All right. You don't have to roll to find an ambush spot, Davlin and Tony. You just have to tell me what you're going to look for.
Well, we want a small, like a it doesn't have to be very big, but like a small clearing or a small area that's surrounded by very tall trees,
Okay.
so that Ace can be up in the tree safely and that we can be off the ground.
You're going into the forest looking for one.
Like, yeah, right on the edge. I mean, that's what we'd be looking for, is a place to give Ace an advantage spot.
Okay. No
That's
problem.
very specifically what we would be looking for.
I'm assuming that's where you guys are also making the beholder balloon.
Well, I mean, yeah, if he wants to walk and build that thing, or if he can just hang tight while we go
Okay,
find...
so you guys walk for about 15, 20 minutes, and you're far away from him and everybody else. You find a spot in the forest that could work.
Perfect, and then that's it.
All right. And then Ace and Warden, you guys are going to go stealth and look for giants?
Mhm.
All right. Where are you heading specifically?
Funkle Drunkle or whatever his name was,
Yep.
Uncle Krusty. He told us where in here are different guys, right? Different giants.
Yeah, so you could go into the mountains and find some. There's also some that roam the fields.
What does Ace know about giants in general? What can I give you?
Yeah, roll intelligence check.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. 13.
13. Yeah, you know of like stone giants, and they live like deep in mountains. You also know of hill giants. Those are pretty common. They're just big, fat, hungry assholes that lob trash at you, and they tend to travel in like groups. So you could easily probably find some of them.
Okay. Does hill giants sound like that's one of the options that Uncle Cracker gave us?
Yeah, Uncle Cracker. Yeah, you could probably find some down in the fields and the hills.
Okay. Yeah, then he'll kind of look to Warden and say, I think that there's too many giants everywhere, and I don't want the ones that throw fire because that burns me, and I don't want to throw the ones that throw ice because that frees me. But the other ones, they throw rocks and that hurt me. But these ones throw trash, and that's probably okay. You want to take them?
They throw what?
Trash.
Trash. Like,
Trash, yes.
what?
Like refuse or eaten scrap or poop.
Oh.
Sometimes
they-
cows.
Okay, that I understand.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Things that are not boulders or fire or ice. Yeah.
Okay. Organic materials. Got it.
Yes.
All right, so
Organic
make a
materials,
survival
yes.
check, and then both of you make stealth checks.
You said survival then that?
You don't need to roll the survival, Warden, unless you're looking for him as well.
You want to assist me on it?
Yeah.
All right, take advantage.
16.
Nice. All right, and then both of you roll stealth. Oh,
Wow.
no. Oh, no. Oh.
Oh, God, you had a +0 modifier?
Okay.
Would not have
So
volunteered.
so we got a 16.
So I got a 17. It's fine.
And you got a 17. Ace got a 1 on that
did.
on that stealth check. So you guys go
Are
out
we-
into the
are we in
fields.
a forest?
No. So
Okay.
the base of the valley has forests and fields and hills. So you guys kind of move your way into the fields and hills. And as you begin stealthing and moving very quietly, you start to find some tracks, and you start to find some refuse, and you start finding other clues pointing towards hill giants. And you kind of go over some hills, and you do find about 3 of them, and they're all just chilling around a fire, and they're cooking a giant like arm to something, maybe another giant's arm. You don't know. They're like cooking that around a fire. When Ace, you look down, and as you're looking, you're kind of creeping up to maybe get their attention or do possibly something to lure them towards where you want to go. When you step forward and you slip almost a little bit, so you step back, and then Warden steps forward and steps onto your tail, and you just let out a rear, 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 and that echoes throughout all of the hills. All of the giants turn and look at the 3 of you, and they begin to speak in giant, unless you guys can speak giant.
Warden can.
Okay, you hear them say, "Hey, look, there's free food," and they turn and they pull out garbage out of their hands, and they're about ready to chuck it.
You step on my tail. How did it hurt so bad?
Yeah, well, look what you did. Hi. We are not food. We are friends. I would just like to offer you a free meal of not us. We have this beholder problem, and we're wondering it could be mutually beneficial for us to help you kill them because they're a pain. That's free food for you. It's kind of a win-win. You got the size on your side, and we have the art skills.
So you say that, and they listen, and then they look at each other, and they look back. What's your armor class?
Well,
What is it? What is it?
it's 12.
It's 12. Wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Very nice, very nice. So giant ball of poop comes flying at you with a 13. 1 above. Well, 2 above, really. Okay. That is a total of 19 damage. 19 poop damage.
Oh my god.
You just gotta say that, and then all of a sudden there's this just hits you. Are you still up?
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna go into initiative at this moment. I need to remove
Please
Tony,
kill.
Oni, Baron, Davlin.
Please kill another character from lore.
Joke's on you guys. I'm just going to keep playing the same, the art. Like this one, we don't even need art for it.
All right.
Death by poop.
Oh, that's so much.
Death by poop. Poop death.
For the record, they have a 15% chance to miss you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just gonna throw that out there.
Top of the round, Ace, of course. What are you doing?
How many are there?
3. They're about 100 feet away from you.
3 of them. Man, they're about 100 feet away from me?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. Do I have to spend like a whole fucking minute to do this? I do have to spend an uninterrupted minute. This sucks.
Is this the primeval awareness?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess it's attacked me, so that's not gonna work. That won't work, guys. It's a true story. Yeah, I'm going to use my hunter sense. So I have the ability to peer at a creature. This is my whole action. And I magically discern how best to hurt it. As an action, choose one creature I can see within 60 feet of you. You immediately learn whether the creature has any damage, immunities, resistances, or vulnerabilities, and what they are. And that's it.
Talk to it about its mother.
Okay, so you know resistances, vulnerabilities, and invulnerabilities.
It's damage, immunities, resistances, and vulnerabilities.
All right. None.
And what they are. None.
None.
Great. Looks over and says, we should go. We should go. Yes.
Warden, are we on a hill where I can walk
you're
back
at,
down the
the
other
top
hill?
of you're like at the top of a hill, and then 100 feet down the hill are these three giants.
She goes, "You're in trouble when my friend comes back." And she goes, "Hey!" It looks like she's yelling to someone, and she starts walking down the hill. And then she's gonna cast. Hold on.
I leave.
I cast run away.
Are you just running, Ace?
Yeah.
No.
I'm using my movement speed to get away.
Cool.
Hold on. I'm trying to find the disguise self. So she's gonna make herself a foot taller and have the face of a giant.
Okay.
And she's just going to turn, like, she'll take off certain articles of clothing, just to, like, like a backpack or like socks or like, you know what I mean? Like things like that would obviously make you a thing.
Yep.
She would just rough up her hair and like pull it with like twigs and like she just put grass in it.
All
And
right.
then go up the hill and start talking like a giant and be like, "Who's yelling at my friends?"
Roll deception. You're lucky your turn was next.
Sorry.
Okay.
14.
You have
All
no
right.
mods again? What are your skills in? Speak squirrel? Is that all you took?
I'm sorry. Are you going to work the arms in our little master plan? No.
That's fair.
Because without the squirrel, it
The
wouldn't
DM
have
rules
been.
Roll a 3. The giants look up. What did you say exactly?
Who's yelling at my friends? She's
It
just
looks
comes up over the hill yelling.
Sorry.
Oh, is that a no? Are you not going to help us?
I'm sorry. What did you need?
We're going to go kill beholders. Well, they are. I have to go run a task.
I don't know what.
It's free food.
Food. It's food. It's free food. So it's free food.
You have people offering to help. All they want in return is help and don't eat them and our friends.
Wait, don't eat the beholders?
Don't eat the people that you're going with.
Oh,
Everyone who's not a beholder cannot be eaten.
that's really hard to do.
I know, but if there's more beholders than there are us. It's a buffet. Picture it. People
They look at
lining
each
up.
other, and they just kind of whisper to one another. And they say,
Okay. We'll come. And so will our cat.
and they begin to slowly walk up the hill.
My sister is single. I'll let her know to come by the camp next week when she's back.
I don't know what a sister is. Is that some kind of monster? Can we eat that?
Yes.
Take it to a movie
Sweet.
first.
I wonder what sister tastes like.
Wow.
I'm gonna go now.
Awesome.
And then she
All
walks
right.
back down the
They
other side of the hill.
begin to follow you, and they're very cautious about what's going on. Ace, are you just running?
No, he's just casually walking away.
Oh, okay, he's just casually walking away.
As fast as you can.
All right, Warden,
I only had a move action left, so.
Warden's gonna bring them back to
The
the.
giants get up to you, and they're like,
Well, you're really small for a giant.
Oh no, that was my friend. She had to go run back, but she'll be meeting up with us later for the fight.
Oh.
There's more of her. There's a bunch of them. They're live on the other side of the hill.
All right.
they begin to follow you very cautiously as you begin to walk across the fields with them. Where are you taking them?
Back to the group. We were gonna go find them, right, and then come back and tell the group. I'm assuming wherever our meetup point was.
Where was your meetup point?
Back where Brand was making a giant floating
Cool.
sack.
So you begin to walk back, and you see Brand and Tony and not Lionel, fucking Davlin, standing in the middle of the field, kind of outside of a forest, very unprepared. As the three of you begin to hear. Just to point out, you guys are not at the ambush site that you were supposed to be at. You were just supposed to have them come back to tell you where they were going to be. So,
Fly!
Hello, everyone. It's okay.
So,
They're
so,
friends. Hello.
so, I mean, if we would have found Baron, like we would have found the ambush site, and
Okay.
you said it was only like 15 minutes away, right?
yeah.
So we would find the ambush site, come back to Baron, let him finish up building his beholder.
Okay.
And then if we see Faye, Jesus Christ, if we see Warden,
I'm Warden.
If we see Warden and Ace of Hearts, I had it, and then I got you with Lionel, and now I'm fucked up.
Yeah, I know. It's
anyways, if we see the group returning with 3 giants, could we not be immediately like, oh shit, Baron, like hide the beholder. This is not the ambush spot.
Yeah, you could. They're coming slowly.
Okay, sure and I'm gonna like turn and be like, Tony, take him to the ambush spot, quick.
I'm holding up a cape in front of the fake beholder.
Like, go back that way. Go back. I'm gonna like push them.
I start pushing them both.
Like push them in a
show. All right, you guys begin to run back to the ambush spot.
Because we're all going to be set in the ambush spot. Like, easy.
Yeah,
we're already in
stealth checks, unless you just want them to see you running towards it.
I will run towards the giants. I don't want them to see them. I don't want them, the giants to see them.
They have eyeballs, though. They could just be like, there's people running everywhere. So if you don't want them to see you, make stealth checks.
Natural 20 for Barn.
Natural 20, fucking nice. Good job, Tony, with the 2, which is a 6. Very nice.
Rocking that 6.
Cool. Baron, you have completely disappeared into the night. Tony, you ate burritos before you left, and you're just... and the giants are like, I see farts, and into the distance.
Carrots, burritos.
But Davlin, you begin running towards them, and they're now very confused. They say, hey, you said there was going to be free food. Where is it?
We have to go kill it first.
Are you a beholder? They point down at Davlin.
What are they saying?
We let's just go kill. We got them. They're gonna come with us and kill the beholders for us.
Hey, do you guys speak common?
They look down. They look confused.
Great. Hey, Ace.
I think we should just kill them and eat.
Ace.
I think that sounds
they're that way. They're that way at the ambush spot. Go get up in a tree. Just go straight that way.
No, wait. No. Warden says she convinced them to come actually kill actual beholders.
Yes.
They'll come with us.
They will fight for us. We don't have to fight twice. Just once. Go.
Sounds like too many steps. Like, why don't we just...
No, we're going to kill them right now. Let's walk there right now. You go ahead of us and tell them not to do anything like...
Okay.
I need you to make another deception check. Okay. They're going to try and insight you because you're not that giant person anymore, and they're very confused about what's going on.
Why are you making deception rolls for us? That's a 10.
The other option was to
nice. Cool. They have a
just ran back.
modifier to this.
Oh, fuck.
They look down at you and they squint their eyes and they say, "Where's your giant friend?"
You want me to go get her?
What are they saying?
Take me a minute.
They sound angry. Is everything okay? Do we need to run?
Another one of our kin.
Warden, don't let me get squished here. Big smiles.
Could easily kill all of us. Pretty much.
Yeah,
I got a good idea. Maybe we should do that. And they pull out their clubs.
Run away!
Trust me. These lot haven't showered. They taste awful. And there's not that much meat on that cat. Where we're going, there's a lot more food.
Wait, did you say they haven't showered?
I don't know what she's saying.
They haven't bathed. They haven't.
I don't know, but they got their weapons, Ace.
They're dirty.
That's just more flavor.
Ace?
We should probably go.
Ace, I think we should be running now.
Trust me, I've eaten my fair share.
Warden, we're about to leave you.
We can still be 45 with the squirrel.
I'm not going to be squished.
Okay.
It says, unless you could show us your friend that you told us about earlier, I'm going to kill you right now.
Okay. Let me go get them. And she'll walk back over, step behind the tree, and do the same thing.
We're going to bolt. The 3 of us.
You guys just run?
We're going to bolt. All 3 of us. We're going to run to the ambush spot.
Follow me to the ambush
spot. Oh, God, I hope their legs are so small.
They're so fucking stupid. They're like, hey, the food's getting away. They just start chasing after you guys. So you're like, all right, I'm disguised now. And you look over and you see Ace and Davlin and Tony all running as the 3 giants chase after them.
Ambush!
She goes in that voice again. Oh, shit. Yeah, she's trying to do it and realizes halfway through that she can't. And we'll just shapeshift into something like a fox or something fast.
Okay. And you kind of speed past them quickly to get to the ambush spot. They're gonna chuck a few rocks in the chase here. So
we want to weave in between the trees, right? You said this is at the forest, so just
you're in the
we're gonna crocodile zigzags. Okay, zigzags.
Cool.
That's how you survive crocodile attacks.
Okay.
Tony, you better say
That can't be right.
Tony,
Going to dodge.
They'll go ahead and they'll have disadvantage.
yay.
So Tony, you're too far away. So one's going to Davlin. I dropped a crit, dude.
Wow.
That's a 23. And then one for Ace.
Oh,
That's a 13. And then one last one. Nah, Tony's in range. There's one for Tony too, because there's 3 of them. And that's a 12. So Davlin, you're getting hit.
I have danger sense.
You sure do.
your sense tells you you're about to be in danger.
Hey, look, there's a rock.
That
Now
doesn't
you
do
know.
anything. I have halfling nimbleness,
Nope.
which doesn't help. Fuck.
There's actually a
Actually,
video on the halfling dex build barbarian. You should check that out. Maybe you'd be better at knowing where to
Yeah,
go.
you know, I don't know what level I'm at, but that's fine.
A giant ball of poop just slams into you, Davlin, and you kind of trip and roll and fall, and you get back up, and you're like, and you just smell like shit. And it kind of burns a little. It's like a spicy, like really like fiery Taco
You
Bell.
got the soup? Oh, I'm gonna need that soup.
But you guys chase and go and go and go, and Baron, you're like, all right, I've got the thing, and you kind of unveil it with the squirrel on it, and you just see it like the camera zooms in the distance like a drone shot, and you just see everybody running straight towards you.
And a fox.
Now is our moment, Squirrel. You are the beholder.
I will do this, but it's just squeaky noises. You don't know what he's saying.
I hope he gets pummeled.
You rise the beholder up in the air.
Yeah.
And this beautiful machination begins to float slowly upwards into the trees towards them. Davlin, you run past it. Tony, you run past it. Ace, you run past it. Warden, you run past it. And then you're all behind it as it just begins to soar through the air. The giants run forward and all stop, and they stare at it. What the hell was that?
I don't know.
Shoot it! Shoot it! Shoot it!
Shoot it in the face!
Shoot it now!
This is plan B.
Squirrel's like working tirelessly on the back of it.
This is plan B.
What?
One pulls out a rock and it chucks it at the beholder. You're gonna move it?
I'm gonna try.
Dexterity.
Any mage hand, so it's
Mage hand? Mage
Probably
hand.
a floating sack and some sticks.
You try to move it slightly to the left. It's gonna have an armor class of 5.
That was your
They
move.
can't
You just-
miss unless it rolls a 1. Your squirrel friend is dead.
I mean, it's only poop.
It's a dirty 20.
Can
You
you
guys
guys
all
roll to get out of the way?
And watch, and you look up at the beautifully crafted beholder floating in the air with the squirrel moving all of the bits on the air. He's like, I do this for the world. As the entire thing explodes as a rock smashes into it. The
I'm
squirrel is
avenging my wife.
gone. You have no idea where it is.
wise.
The scrotum just hits the ground and pops and splatters into thousands of pieces. The wood splinters everywhere as the rock just hits it on the ground. They all look very disappointed as they see this happen. They turn and they see all of you standing behind it. And
This was a damn fucking idea! Whose fucking idea was this?
they all draw their clubs and are ready to fight.
It was not!
And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Oh my god! No!
Jesus Christ, you guys.
No!
Thank you for joining us for this scrotum popping episode of Save or Dice,
Wow.
where
I feel like that
Holy
didn't go as
heroes.
planned.
Holy Ballsacks,
that
man,
plan-
that was nuts.
dun, dun, got him, Michael. That was a good one right there.
Thanks.
Thanks for joining us for tonight's episode. We will see you next week with another episode of Savor Dice After Dark. Who knows what's going to fucking happen? Maybe Lauren might die again, but we don't know. Tune in next week to find out what the hell will happen.
It's
Thanks
fine.
for joining us, guys.
And just every fucking week, she rolls up a new character.
Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you next week.
Later.
Bye.